My brother ruined dinner by disrespecting my daughter. I ruined something bigger. My family is filled with doctors, nurses, and surgeons. If you don't wear scrubs, you don't matter. I'm head surgeon at my hospital, and I'm one of 3 people on the panel that decides who gets hired as an intern. 3 votes gets you in. 2 votes, you're out. Simple math. So when my brother pulled me aside at my parents' house last month, I knew exactly what he wanted to talk about. His son. Frederick's intern application is in your pile. He needs this. You need to make sure he gets through. Frederick is a bright kid, sure, but his grades weren't great and his interview scores were average. There were better candidates. My brother knew that. He didn't care. He's not the strongest applicant, I said carefully. I'd be going out on a limb. My brother waved his hand like I was being dramatic. You're on the panel. Just vote yes. That's all I'm asking. Here's the thing about my brother. In the 30 years he's been alive, he has never once helped me with anything. Not once. When I needed a reference for my first job, he was too busy. When my husband left me, he didn't call. When I was raising my daughter alone, he never offered to babysit, never checked in, nothing. But now he needed something. However, I nodded anyway because that's what I always did. Fine, I said. I'll vote for him. My brother grinned like he'd won something. Family supports family, right? I just stood there, thinking about what he did to Jade, and now had the nerve to come asking for this. My daughter Jade never inherited the family's love of medicine. When she was 10, my parents decided she needed exposure to the hospital. They dragged her into the cardiac wing for a procedure observation. Within 3 minutes, Jade turned green. They had someone's chest cracked open on the monitor, and she could see the heart still beating, wet and red and alive. She made it 4 steps toward the exit before she projectile vomited across a $40,000 ultrasound machine. The technician screamed. My father went pale. My mother apologized to everyone in the room for 20 minutes straight. I just stood there laughing because what else could I do? My kid had just destroyed the most expensive equipment in the wing with her lunch. After that, Jade refused to step foot in a hospital. She was now and forever a germaphobe, terrified of blood, and completely uninterested in anything my family considered a real career. To them, she was a failure. To my brother especially, she was just the girl who couldn't cut it. But here's what none of them knew. Jade was brilliant. She taught herself how to fix machines, started with computers at 14, moved on to industrial equipment, got certified, started her own repair company at 20. By 22, she had 3 employees and contracts with hospitals across the state, including mine. Last year, she made $127,000. I keep a spreadsheet of her earnings because I'm proud, and scrapbooking is my love language. Last Sunday, we had family dinner at my parents' house. My brother was complaining about his hospital's MRI machine being down for over a month now. Nobody can figure out what's wrong, he said, stabbing at his food. We've called everyone. My heart started pounding because I saw an opportunity. Jade could fix it, I said, keeping my voice calm. Jade's legs started bouncing under the table nervously. She's certified. She's done work on equipment like that before. The table went quiet. My brother looked at me like I'd lost my mind. Jade, he laughed, loud and ugly. The girl who puked all over the cardiac wing? You want her touching $1 million equipment? I watched Jade sink into her chair. Her fork stopped moving. She runs her own company now, I said. She's a professional. My brother snorted. Come on, be realistic. She's a loser who couldn't hack it in the real world, so she plays with tools in your garage. That's not a career. That's a hobby. The rest of the family laughed while Jade's face went completely blank, and 30 years of silence ended right there. I stood up slowly. Since family no longer supports family, I said, I'm withdrawing my support for Frederick's internship. My brother's face went white. What? You heard me. I'm one of 3 votes on the panel. Without me, he's done. Frederick, who had been sitting at the end of the table scrolling his phone, finally looked up. My brother started shouting. My father slammed his hand on the table and demanded I sit down. I let them scream for about 30 seconds, watching the chaos like it was happening to someone else. Then I held up my hand. One more thing, I said, almost enjoying this. Jade made more money than me last year, more than anyone at this table. She's easily the smartest person in this family, and you just called her a loser. I looked at Jade. Tears were streaming down her face, but she was smiling. Jade and I walked out together.